Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Brittany Jennings coming to you live from Seniors Blue Book. And this morning we are speaking with Liz Moneymaker. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Brittany. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you and can't wait to talk more about everything you're doing in the community right now, different services you provide. But first and foremost, for people that are joining us and they haven't maybe personally met you or had the opportunity or privilege to do that, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background? Just share kind of how you started your firm.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I'm a partner with Ferrari, Butler, and Moneymaker. We joke that if you have a Ferrari and a Butler, you definitely are going to need a Moneymaker. So I have pretty good job security. We do estate planning, elder law, and special needs law. And really how I got into that is a long story, best told over an adult beverage probably. But I was in the Army when I got out of law school, was a JAG, served overseas, did all of the things you do as an Army officer in this day and age. And when I got out of active duty, I really felt a calling to do something completely different. Litigation was great. I loved getting into the trial work, but I really felt that there was a better way to serve my community. And when my own father went through the process of, as all our parents do, right, aging and dealing with Medicaid and long-term care, I really found that there was the need for professionals who kind of understood all the little parts and could help families put all the pieces together when they're going through really one of the most difficult times of their life. So from that, I've segued into doing really the overarching umbrella of services when you think about estate planning and probate and that sort of thing. It's really just a love affair, really, about being able to get up in the morning and be passionate about what you do.
Absolutely. And with those services that you provide, what do you see during the last year or so with COVID? I did say the C word. Have you seen any changes with people coming to you for one particular service over the other, or what's kind of been the difference in the last year with COVID?
Yeah, I think the most significant issue that I've seen, just anecdotally, are people that recognize the fact that if you don't name someone to make your healthcare decisions for you, if you can't make them, or if you don't name someone to be your healthcare advocate for you, state law is going to dictate who gets to make those decisions for you. And that's not always who you want. And one of the areas that's near and dear to my heart is LGBTQ population. And oftentimes our caregivers in those situations are not family, either because there's strained relationships or they're just geographical distance. So unless you have these documents in place, a lot of your people that you would want to take care of you can't, because the law doesn't recognize a friend as a surrogate unless it's in writing.
Absolutely. And while we're kind of on that topic specifically, of course, my background, I love this with your guys' logo. Love this so much. Let's talk about some of those educations that you do, because I've seen a lot on your Facebook and everything that you guys are promoting these educations specifically to the LGBTQ community. Of course, you serve, between the three of you, of course, you serve a large area and a huge demographic, all ages. But let's kind of focus in on LGBTQ for a moment. What are some of the educations you offer?
Well, I like to say that it's all the same education. Everybody needs really the same thing. It's just a little bit different tweaked when it comes to couples that maybe aren't married. And there are heterosexual couples that don't marry either, but there's a lot more in the LGBTQ community. And so it's focusing on educating them of what documents they need to try to get as close as possible to the rights that you would have if you were married. You're never going to get there without getting married, but at least get you to where you can at least be in the hospital room with your partner. So, and you asked me about the education. We go in person to groups. We love doing that. Of course, with COVID, we do a lot of Zoom education, whether it's one person or 500 people. We just love to get education out there because there's so much misinformation when it comes to estate planning and long-term care planning.
Awesome. And if you could share with the people that are watching, what are maybe 3 documents, or maybe you might list 4 or 2, but what are some of the most important documents for people to have in place in these situations?
Well, this is my personal opinion, but my soapbox always is if you just have one document, it needs to be a power of attorney so that someone you trust can make financial decisions for you. If you don't have that document and you end up needing someone to make financial decisions for you, you're going to have to go to court, and that's going to be a more expensive, arduous process. So power of attorney, number one, and then two, a document called a healthcare surrogate document that names someone to make medical decisions for you when you can't make them yourself.
Awesome. And so with the area that you and John and Sierra cover, can you kind of name that market or that territory? Because I know you also are in St. Petersburg, so you guys really can meet, and even over Zoom, of course, you can meet with anybody that way as well.
We do. So John's office is down on Stickney Point and 41, so he kind of targets more down South Sarasota, Venice, that area. Sierra's is in Lakewood Ranch. She targets more North Sarasota, that eastern part there of Manatee County and Lakewood Ranch, and then some of Manatee County. And then I have offices in Manatee County downtown, and then I have the St. Petersburg. I have Ferrari, Butler, Moneymaker, North.
I remember like the first time I met you, and it was at the MCAN meeting, in Manatee County Aging Network, and you stood up, and that was your first like spiel that I had heard was that tagline. I'm like, I love her, and I want to meet her, and I want to work with her. Like, and it was funny because I was looking at your website too, like when you guys partner with Blue Book, and one of the first things I saw was something like, people ask you often, is that really your last name? And that made me laugh because I thought the same thing. I'm like, that is the best last name ever.
Yeah, so I specifically have to put on there, it was his dad's name. I didn't change it just when I became a lawyer. And I married a Smith, so I'm not going to change it to Smith.
No, you've got to keep, I would change my name to Moneymaker if I had the choice. Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing just some of the services you provide. And of course, John and Sierra, I'll share all your information on here for whoever is best suitable, of course, for location or case or however you guys decide. Any last words of wisdom that you want to leave with people just as they're listening, and whether it's regards to documents or planning or whatever it might be?
I think the main thing is estate planning is always on people's list, and the can always gets kicked down the road. And it's really an easy process. And I know John makes it easy, Sierra makes it easy, and I make it easy. It's not hard. It doesn't take a long time. It's not expensive. I would say check that off your to-do list in 2021. I
like that. Sign me up. Put an appointment down for me because I am on that list.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Well, again, this is Liz Moneymaker. And Liz, thank you so much for your time today. And everybody, please reach out and discuss any kind of matters or services that they can help you with. And they're a fantastic group. And we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, Brittany. Thanks for all you do.
Absolutely.